As awareness of global health increases, many medical students are keen to take their university electives in a resource-poor country. Arranged well, it can be the experience of a lifetime, contributing to both your personal and professional development. Arranged badly, it can be a completely different story. As the UK's top specialist elective provider, Work the World have some top tips to ensure your time away fulfills all of your aims and requirements. Working in a developing country is an amazing opportunity to use, develop and share your skills whilst gaining experience working with communicable diseases and advanced pathologies that are rare in the Western world. However, spending a month in an under-resourced, busy medical environment that employs unfamiliar techniques and cultural practice is not for everyone. You will undoubtedly find poor infection control and limited resources, often putting patients at risk. You need to have an open mind, be willing to get involved, and respect that things are done differently. Dundee University identified 4 key learning domains for electives: clinical knowledge and skills, attitudes, global perspectives, and personal and professional development. They also noted 2 broader issues: institutional benefits and moral ethical considerations. In every case, they felt opportunities were missed due to a lack of structure and planning. The conclusion was that electives do not benefit from ad hoc arrangements. Many students are driven by the idea they can make a real difference to the hospital or clinic they are going to be working in. This is not a realistic or sustainable approach to short-term placements. Overseas electives should be treated in exactly the same way as you would treat them at home. You will learn, practice and develop skills under the supervision of a qualified professional, discover more about the challenges of global health, and treat advanced pathologies and communicable diseases that are rarely seen at home. As soon as you have the dates, start thinking about what you want to do. Student placements in some hospitals can be hugely oversubscribed, and you will need to set aside time for inoculations, visa applications, and placement logistics. Work the World can help you with this. We provide a tailored service that includes all your placement organisation, meals and accommodation, and 24/7 support. Hospitals in developing countries are short-staffed and often have a high patient load, so students get involved with patient care very quickly. If supervisors do not adequately understand the level of skill or experience, or procedures are at odds with UK teaching, numerous clinical or ethical dilemmas can arise. If you're booking independently, it is very important that you communicate your abilities to the hospital to avoid any confusion and to make sure a supervisor is allocated to you at all times. Although some more remote hospitals may not fully understand what an elective is, and written confirmation may go some way to outlining what they have agreed to and what you are expecting, you also need to remember that many hospitals are well aware of student placements. Overseas electives have become more common in previous years, and there are many that have taken advantage of the monetary benefits associated with placement fees, placing revenue both above patient care and elective experience. Unscrupulous hospitals may change your department, place you with 20 other students, or even cancel your placement altogether. Work the World have contracts with all of their hospitals in Africa, Asia and South America, guaranteeing supervision, structure and limited numbers. But if you have chosen to travel independently, you need to clarify who your supervisor will be, where the monies you're paying you will go, whether your role will involve patient interaction, and how many other medical students will be working with you. There are plenty of ways to cover the cost of an elective if you don't have the savings yourself. There is lots of information on our website about how to write a press release to attract attention to your cause, and some great ideas for raising money, from bake sales to eBay. A more formal way to approach funding is to apply for a bursary or grant. Depending on what you apply for, each has different criteria. For some, you just need to apply with the details of your elective. Others may require extensive work to support an application, project work whilst away, or follow-up reports on your return. In almost every case, the funding body will want to know the reason behind your elective, how your work supports them, and what you hope your contribution will be. In most cases, you will be asked to do either a data collection project or a reflective project. As the former may involve lab or clinical research, a developing country placement may not be suitable. A reflective project is much more suitable as it allows the student to talk about what they have learned and how the experience has influenced their personal and professional development. Work the World sends their students a regularly updated list of bursaries, as well as fundraising tips once students have applied. There are some things you need to get sorted early on, the main one being your insurance. Quite simply because a good insurance provider will cover you if the worst happens and you fail at your exams and can't go. Next up is flights. Only book these after your placement is agreed and you have insurance. Work the Worlds include accommodation, meals and airport pickup, but if you are travelling independently, you should think about budgeting and booking these too. Most developing countries require a visa. Application times change dependent on where you are applying from and where you want to go to. Embassies are also notorious for changing the rules on what kind of visa you need and how much it costs. As a guide, the process can take 1 to 3 months, but you would be wise to keep checking. Work the World do this for their students and provide the updated information and supporting material for applications on each student's personalised My Trip page of the website. In terms of your indemnity cover, you may find you are covered through your membership of a professional body. If not, you must arrange this through another provider. Although many hospitals are self-insured public bodies and students should be fully supervised throughout their placement, it is impossible to guarantee cover under the liability insurance of the hospital. Work the World insists that each student carries a premium level travel and personal effects policy, as well as indemnity cover, and you should do the same if you're travelling independently. The last thing you need to do is book your inoculations. Keep in mind some vaccinations need to be scheduled over a few months. Make the effort to get involved. It is easy to be intimidated in a very different environment, but the best advice is to put any shyness to one side and get stuck in. If you show that you're willing to learn and happy to step up to a challenge, the hospital staff will invest in you. Work the World provide free language lessons to make this easier. Your attempts at the lingo may raise a smile, but it will break barriers and make your elective much more enjoyable. Work the World have someone on the ground ready to help 24/7. If you have chosen to travel independently, you should research as many measures as possible to protect yourself in the event of a problem. You can find out more information about our electives and placements on our website, www.worktheworld.co.uk. If you would like to speak to someone in person, contact Work the World on 01273 573 863 or email info@worktheworld.co.uk.